Hello, everyone, and welcome back to 2023.
Right, woo!
We
made it.
Show.
We made it.
Yes.
Woo!
Still coming strong with new episodes. You can't stop. We won't stop.
Won't stop. I don't know. That's a Puffy. That's a
Puffy?
P. Diddy or whatever he is called now.
Thank you for
he'll always be Puffy in my
back.
mind. Yes, yeah.
Sean Puffy Daddy Combs.
Sean Puffy Pithy. Yeah.
I'm Rob E.
And I am J Marsh.
And today we're going to take a look at HBO Max's, it was originally on Cinemax, The Warrior.
The Warrior, yes, nice.
Yes. On, what's the segment called?
Binge Worthy!
All right.
All right, wow,
Cool.
nice, yeah.
I'm really excited about this. I was told actually for a couple years to watch this show.
Okay.
There's 2 seasons out of it.
Yep.
They originally were on Cinemax, as I stated before. Cinemax canceled all of their original programming, though.
Yes.
Which then HBO came over and absorbed Warrior.
Mm-hmm.
And there are 2 seasons currently out. Thankfully, season 3 did start production last July.
Oh, I do. Okay.
There will be a season 3 coming out. However, with the Warner Brother Discovery merger and the chaos ensuing over there, I hope this continues, I will say, but we have no word, obviously, if there's going to be a season 4.
I mean, I don't know what the chances are, to be quite, but who knows?
Someone's
knows?
playing their cards early.
Oh, wow, I'm just saying.
But The Warrior is a story that takes place in the 19th century, and it's really about like the Chinese immigration into the San Francisco
with the
area.
the Irish,
the Irish immigration
and just that play.
Yes,
it's actually horribly historically accurate. No joke, but go ahead. Yes.
No,
I mean, there's definitely
I think there's some accuracies. Obviously, there's going to be some fantasy thrown in.
No, absolutely, and one of my positive critiques is that with this you could have gone way over the top and you didn't. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm going to get caught. You know, are we going to jump into this?
Well, I do want to point out an interesting fact about the series before we dive into its plot is that this is a story, and this is taken actually from Bruce Lee. Like, this was a story he had ideas for and written in the day, and this show is currently produced by his daughter, which I think is pretty amazing that she's continuing the story.
There's a lot of fun. This is an incredible movie. I'm going to get into some of the aspects I really. The action in it is a lot of fun.
Yes.
A lot of fun.
Finished.
A lot of great action. There's almost kind of like 2, and I'll be honest, I've only watched the majority of season 1. There is 2 kind of shows here.
I would even say more than that. I think the amount of subplots in the story.
Yeah, but to me, like when I watch this, there's kind of like 2 stories going on, kind of the Irish and the Chinese immigrants. I do enjoy the fight scenes are fantastic, as they should, with Bruce Lee's name attached to it. But it's kind of funny because when you go over to the Irish fights, as I refer to them, they're just blunt force drama, just smack about it. And I thought, well, wow, that's really well done, because you would think, the choreography maybe go back and forth, and they did an incredible job of that. There's a rookie cop in there who constantly tells you he's from Georgia. And I don't know why I found that absolutely hilarious.
It's got a little bit of that southern draw.
It's got a little bit of southern draw, and it's like every episode he has to tell you he's from Georgia, and I love that. I don't know why I found that. I'm giving piece by piece of this. But honestly, the show is not all fighting. As Rob had stated, it is a Cinemax show, so there's lots of banging going on inside this show.
Literally.
There's nudity and it's like Skinemax, baby. Like, remember the old Skinemax days? This is it. So you gotta appreciate some of that. You don't necessarily get it to that extent. Rob's finding like lack of culture in my review of this is a little. I mean, don't get me wrong. This is not Game of Thrones. It's just, but there is some Cinemax. I thought that was funny.
Cinemastic.
Wow, did we just make a word up? Wow.
Yeah, one of the things I really appreciate about the series is, as J Marsh should say, is the amount of subplots. I actually really enjoyed that. You get into kind of the 19th century politics. You have the Irish immigrants already here. You have the Chinese immigrants coming in. You have the Irish fighting for labor against the rich politicians.
Fighting
for jobs, which obviously Chinese immigration, they're coming in and taking some of these.
And there's still this Irish, this xenophobia from the Irish as well. Like, you know, they're a subculture, like you said, and then kind of the Irish come, and then the Chinese come in, and it's like the Irish are giving it to the Chinese in that sense as well.
And then there's also the multiple Chinese gangs that they're fighting for territory.
Yeah, yes.
And so you have this inner struggle within Chinatown of these gangs trying to be the most powerful within their own area. So I love the amount of storytelling in this. And at its base, there are two main characters, which is Assam and Mai Ling, who are brother and sister. She has been in the States for a while. He's coming to find his sister. What I really like about Assam is Andrew Koji's the actor, is this guy has studied martial arts since like age 12.
Do you really want to find out?
He is a dedicated martial artist. He even studied in some of the Bruce Lee arts of style of fighting. Mm-hmm. This guy actually struggled for a lot of his life to even become an actor and find a job. It wasn't until this series where this is like his big break, but he was literally at the point of quitting where he had tried acting for like, I forget how many, it had been 10 years of just constant auditions, not getting jobs, and he was really at the point of quitting that then this came.
Okay, let's go.
And I gotta tell you, I was blown away to find that out because he's got amazing charisma. He carries the show. He's brilliant to watch. I think he plays, obviously the fighting style is amazing. Knowing that it's him doing a lot of this stuff is amazing, but he's got the acting to back it up. It's not as if like the early days of Arnold where it was just like, just punch somebody if you can't say the line right. People will forget.
Early days? Yes. Yeah.
But he's an amazing actor. He's an amazing talent. I think that was a great find.
It brings up an interesting thing. I know, kind of somewhat unrelated. There's this really cool thing that they do inside of it. And I guess the only relation I can make it is one of my favorite movies is Hunt for Red October. And Hunt for Red October did this really smooth shift from Russian to English in the scenes. And they do the same thing with, I believe, the Cantonese.
Yes.
And the Cantonese to, I'm doing my language, but they do the same thing with Cantonese to English.
Yes.
And it's very well done.
Because
I don't know
he can
who's responsible.
speak English.
Yes. I don't know who's responsible for that, but it's just so smoothly and so professionally well done in that.
Yes.
Like I appreciate that when I'm watching it because you don't lose, there's a flow to it. And I like that.
Yeah, and the way they introduced it I thought was really creative because he came out speaking to Americans in English.
Yes.
And then when he's kind of taken to Chinatown, it's subtitled until like they kind of do this morph sound and then it turns to English.
Into it. It's so well done. Yeah.
I do appreciate that because I gotta say, and I'm fine with subtitles. I watch a lot of series in subtitles. However, I think the visual effects, the set design, the locations in this series, and the fighting, you don't want to take your eyes off any of it to read subtitles. So I appreciate that they did decide to go that route.
You know, it's funny, Rob, because I don't think I noticed that, but as I was watching it, that's a really great point. Like they almost know how to do that.
Yes.
You know, they're like, okay, this is coming up, so we're gonna transition out of that at this point. And it's one of those things you don't necessarily realize until you kind of look at it and you're like, that's incredibly well done.
Yeah, no, and it's a great ensemble cast. I mean, I know I just mentioned those two, but I do think everybody surrounding does an amazing job in this series. The fact that I do think they found some true artists, and I do like the idea that like this is kung fu. While they do use different techniques of karate and different styles of kempo,
they stick pretty much to it. Yeah.
But it's theater. Like they understand the entertainment aspect, which is what Bruce Lee understood and Jackie Chan understood. Of you extenuate some of the moves, you overthrow yourself.
They're actors. I mean, they're actors. It's art and it's theater in a sense to use it.
So it touches to me. It touches that old school classic style of Bruce Lee, where it's overemphasized in some places, but not so much where it's comedic.
Let me put it this way. I think in a time, we're all post-Matrix, we all grew up in that type of situation. We all expect our fight scenes to be over the top,
yes.
Kind of, that type, kind of John Wick type thing. I didn't feel lost on this. I felt it still it's done in a sense that it's incredibly exciting and you still really enjoy it without the...
Going too over the top.
Yeah, without the fantasy aspect of the entire thing.
No,
right?
the fight choreography in this series, blows me away. And I'm almost done with season 2. I've kind of slowed down watching because I don't want to end too soon and have to long wait to season 3.
Yes.
So I only have like 3 episodes left. I'm going to try and space those out. But I have to say, season 2 is an amazing follow-up to season 1. Like, they did not skip a beat. Continuing the series, so
which is interesting because I was going to say, like, the peak I think of season 1 is episode 5. I think it's like Blood and Gore. What is I forget what it's called. It's actually that type of name. And I was like, oh, that's excellent.
Yeah. No, and it left you hanging. It was a good season finale, and no. So you want to rate?
Yeah, I'm going to give it a solid 4 out of 5. It's hard to give a 5. 5's got to be. I know we didn't really critique. There are critiques to this. There are some things I think a 5, and we should probably at some point kind of rate our scale.
If it's not Clone Wars, it's not a 5.
Well, yeah, you know what I'm getting at. But yeah, a solid 4, and a 4 is from us. A 4 is a really solid score.
Yeah, no, I was gonna literally go right for a 4. I do think 4 out of 5 is solid rating for this series.
I will say I do get critique that we always match up.
Really?
Yeah, Tiffany always makes a point, like, you always go together. Yeah, but go ahead. Yeah.
No, this one I had a 4 marked as well.
Yeah,
this isn't planned, so I guess that's a critique.
No, that's, yeah. And then I'm sorry, what were you saying?
No, I think it's a solid 4 out of 5. I think the show's great. I do think it's a little enclosed. I would like to see the show kind of open up a little bit, would be my critique as far as the world itself.
Yeah, it's...
but it is enclosed on
and
kind
I think that's kind of tough when you are dealing with a period piece like this is. It makes it a little more difficult, probably twice as expensive when you do expand out of that.
Or maybe even some more. There's never really too many surprises, I should say. Like, it does kind of go as you expect it, even though they do such a great job.
And I think sometimes, like, and as we're getting off, I appreciate that sometimes. Sometimes I like the comfort and knowing, like, oh yeah, I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
And it says a lot for the show that you're still interested in, it's still holding your attention even though you want to think. But there's a comfort in that, right?
Yes.
There's a comfort. I'm like, yeah, okay, that's going to happen, and oh, good, it did. Yeah.
Yes. So leave us comments below. Let us know if you've watched it, what you think of the series. If you haven't watched it yet and you go and watch it, come back to this episode and leave comments below to let us know what you thought.
Absolutely, and make sure you hit the like button and you also subscribe. We're showing that we have a lot of people watching, but not a lot of people subscribing. So make sure you subscribe. We're digging hard to get up to our next number, so please.
Yeah, our drive to 1,000 begins now. We're going to hit that by the end of 2023.
By what year?
We're in 23 now.
Oh, yeah. No, by the end of the year, absolutely. I don't think that's an issue at all.
Thank you for watching, everybody. As always, I'm Rob E.
And I am J Marsh.
And this is
Attack on Show.